Namaste. This will be a short summary of Dr. Kundan Singh's talk on decolonizing India's studies in Sri Aurobindo. None of us would disagree with the fact that Sri Aurobindo can be considered the spearhead of what we call as Indic Renaissance today. However, it is a matter of fact that the Indic revival that Sri Aurobindo had envisioned in his mind's eye hasn't materialized yet. And the biggest reason that one can think of it would be the less amount of importance given to decolonization. And this is the reason why Dr. Kundan Singh puts forward decolonization as a prerequisite for Indic Renaissance to happen. Now, even today, we try to make sense of India through a ready made Western lens, which by default puts India into a lower light. Now, this is not some sort of an allegation against the West, but here we should first understand that every civilization has certain paradigm, certain arena in which it has experienced itself to the fullest. And that arena, in case of the West, would definitely be mind and intellect. And that is the reason why they try to put every culture, every civilization through the scrutiny of intellect. They haven't transcended the mind yet. Now, this is not something to shed crocodile tears upon or to complain that you don't understand us, we are much more than this. But it is the time to examine ourselves. What exactly have we been doing for our civilization? Let me ask you a simple question. How many of the Indian universities do you think examine India, or rather teach India through an insider's perspective? Practically none, because we always put India to the scrutiny of Western theories and doctrines, which is nothing but simplistic form of science. Now, why I am calling all this a simplistic form of science? Because see, intellect is essential for your survival, but that cannot be a tool to understand the very existence. Only 4% of the whole existence is physicality, which can be examined through data, experimented, but rest all is something which has to be experienced, which is spiritual, which has been experienced by the yogis and rishis of this land. They have developed methods to experience the very nature of this existence. But simply disregarding those methods of seeking as superstitious just because they don't fit your limited prism of logic, of intellect, is the reason why I am calling it the simplistic form of science. So it is the time that we Indians unleash the power of our thought in such a way that it uplifts the consciousness of our people. We shall first try to understand what India has been through ages and what potential does it have for humanity as a whole to unfold in the future. It is a matter of shame that we belonging to a millennia old civilization don't even understand the basic fundamentals on which this civilization was built. Here, Kundan Singh gives a very good suggestion that first we need to revitalize our languages, vernaculars, and especially revitalize Sanskrit to get to the core of our civilization. Once we get to the core of our civilization, then only we'll be able to explain it to the others. And it is the time that we do shed load of intellectual and spiritual work to revive all that has been lost in last few centuries of destruction. Further, Dr. Kundan Singh moves forward to unfold the threefold path given by Sri Aurobindo in order to achieve the Indic Renaissance. So now this is a very interesting part. I'll just quickly summarize it over here for you. Sri Aurobindo says, the first and foremost thing is recovery of spiritual knowledge and experience. Now, it's very important here to see that he is not only emphasizing spiritual knowledge, but also spiritual experience. So, he is advising us to indulge in sadhana. And then he says that the flowing of the spiritual knowledge into various arenas of science, music, arts, culture, critical thinking shall be done second. And the third thing which Sri Aurobindo advises us to do is to solve the daily life problems in light of the Indic spirit. And in this way, you will synthesize a spiritual society, which is the most difficult thing to do. And the way in which India goes through all three of these stages will determine how and when the Indic revival will take place. So, if you want to dive more into it, please do watch a full 1 hour talk on our channel, Sangam Talks. The link for the same talk will also be provided in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.